Hold on. Did y'all hear that beat? Man, that was something serious. But, okay, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the All Scoring, No Defense podcast. And today's episode is going to be very interesting. Let's get into it. Okay, yesterday was the ending to the NBA's trade deadline. And one of the better moves that happened yesterday during the NBA's trade deadline was the Atlanta Hawks sending veteran point guard Rajon Rondo to the LA Clippers in exchange for the scoring machine Lou Williams. Now, why was this move so important? Because in 900 regular season games, Rajon Rondo has a career average of 8 assists. Oh, okay, Tyus. 8 assists in the NBA is big. That's something serious. But why does his 8 assists to the Clippers mean so much? Because this whole season and in the playoffs, the Clippers did not have someone to run the team. They didn't have someone that could bring the ball up the floor. Now with Rondo, we've seen with playoff Rondo, which is real, we've seen him be able to do this. Because you guys remember, Rajon Rondo was on that championship team with the Los Angeles Lakers last season. And the one thing that everyone kept saying was his intellect. His basketball intellect is out of this roof. Rajon Rondo is very smart. And another thing that comes with Rondo is Rondo knows how to run the show. And let's be honest, Reggie Jackson, Patrick Beverley, and Lou Williams, they don't know how to do that. That's not what they specialize in. Whereas Rondo, we all done seen, whether it was with the Lakers or it was with the Big Three Celtics, Rajon Rondo knows how to get everyone in their right spots. And as I mentioned earlier, playoff Rondo is real. Then another thing that this is big for the Clippers, Rajon Rondo used to play with the Lakers. So if the Clippers and the Lakers meet, he has that kind of, how do I want to say this? He knows the Lakers scheme, being that he once played for them. Now, this move is big, but what does it really ultimately boil down to? Oh, okay. I see you guys are interested. I see you guys are very interested. But what this move boils down to in the end, if we're being honest, is it's no more excuses for the great Kawhi Leonard. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm saying it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. Yep. Do you agree with me, crowd? Okay, I can see that you guys are interested. I can see that you guys are believing in what I'm saying. But what do I mean when I say there's no more excuses for Kawhi Leonard? Okay, I mean it like this. The Los Angeles Clippers have gotten Kawhi Leonard everything he's wanted. And it's on him now. The Clippers got him Paul George when he wanted in the trade. The Clippers now have gotten him a point guard. And it's on him. Let's be honest. In San Antonio, Kawhi Leonard wasn't the man. He was the fourth option. Because if we're being honest, that was Tim Duncan's along with Tony Parker's and Manu Ginobili's team. Kawhi Leonard just happened to get the fame in that finals appearance when he, quote-unquote, locked down LeBron James, even though LeBron James still had average 28 points. But that's neither here nor there. And also, in Toronto, if we're being real, didn't no one pick Toronto to win the championship that year? They weren't the favorites. It's just Toronto was already a good team. They just kept getting stopped by LeBron. And then they trade DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard, and then they get lucky with the bounce against Philly, and they go on to win the championship. But what I really want to mention is this. This next stretch is going to tell us a lot about Kawhi Leonard. Why is that? Because the number one complaint Kawhi Leonard had at the end of last season towards Doc Rivers is he didn't like bringing the ball up. He didn't want to be the main ball handler. But now with Rajon Rondo, that's not the case anymore. So Kawhi Leonard, this team brung you in for a situation like this because if we're being honest, the Clippers failed last year. They shouldn't have lost to the Nuggets, even though I know it was a meltdown, but that's not supposed to happen because if we're being honest, since Kawhi Leonard has came to the Clippers, the only expectation is a championship. If they're not winning championships, it's a bust. And another thing we're going to learn if Kawhi Leonard can galvanize the troops and get them ready to play at their best. I'm talking about the Paul Georges, the Patrick Beverleys. Can Kawhi Leonard show that he's a leader? Because if he doesn't, I think it might be the same. I think it might be the same results as last year. But if he can, then the Clippers are going to be very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. But we'll just have to wait and see because, that's all for this episode. And I also want to mention this. If you're new to the podcast, please be sure to subscribe because I drop content like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, as far as when the content will drop, I try to no later than 5. But as you guys already know, I am a college student. Now, if you like this episode, I'm pretty sure you'll like some of my previous episodes. Bye.